Not acting till you have a good idea of any adverse consequences is called the precautionary principle. This happens every day. Products are tested before they go to market to prove that they're safe, because there's a chance that they're not. Consider mobile phones and fears that their radiation emissions may cause cancer. If we choose to wait until mobile phones were proven to be 100% safe, or not, we would have no mobile phone technology. Cancer is not something to be taken lightly, and concerns should never be dismissed, but waiting for irrefutable data, which is logically impossible, is a bad way to make decisions. And by doing so, we may lose amazing opportunities or encounter new risks.
Tell you the precautionary principle is a cynical and ignorant ploy to prevent good things happening. To others, it is a way of avoiding actions that may lead to bad things happening. So, who's right? According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, precaution is something that is done to prevent possible harm or trouble from happening in the future.
To remove all concerns about the risks associated with every single action, let alone those based on the complex series of tests and observations required by science.
Every time we ask ourselves what the consequences of our actions might be and what we can do to reduce the likelihood of consequences we don't like, we are exercising precaution. It seems sensible.
When we're faced with risks, it's natural to want to wait till there's 100% certainty about it. Unfortunately, that's impossible. The best that can be achieved is that given all our current theories, repeated testing, logic, and the facts, that we're reasonably confident something is safe.
But what elevates this seemingly smart idea into a principle? Turning to Merriam-Webster again, the definition of principle that best fits here is a moral rule or belief that helps you know what is right and wrong and that influences your actions. In other words, from definitions alone, the precautionary principle is a guide to taking actions now that help prevent future events that are considered societally undesirable or unacceptable. It's the ethical equivalent of saying, look before you leap.
And this is where the precautionary principle can be misused. Waiting for more information is useful, but waiting for that unattainable 100% certainty prevents anybody from doing anything.
In the year 2000, the European Commission published a 29-page document on the interpretation and implementation of the precautionary principle. It's a sophisticated and comprehensive document. A 2005 UNESCO report synthesizes many of the main points in a slightly shorter working definition. Summarizing the UNESCO definition of the precautionary principle, we have this. When human activities may lead to morally unacceptable harm that is scientifically plausible but uncertain, action shall be taken to avoid or diminish that harm. The judgment of plausibility should be grounded in scientific analysis. Actions are interventions that are taken before harm occurs that seek to avoid or diminish harm. Actions should be chosen that are proportional to the seriousness of the potential harm with consideration of their positive and negative consequences, and with an assessment of the moral implications of both action and inaction. In other words, the precautionary principle is about using scientific understanding to take action to avoid harm that might otherwise occur, thinking about the pros and cons of this action in a broader context, and making sure that the effort behind the action is reasonable, given the potential harm it's intended to address. So the precautionary principle is not about stopping innovation or even putting the brakes on technological progress. Instead, it's a go slow and ask smart questions principle, to be applied where there are indications of potentially serious consequences if we don't get it right.